she used to talk about Center Snowflake to me and made sure that I knew she was supposed to be Center Snowflake, but that they just had positioned Heather a little close to her so that people were confused. So we know it's a big deal. It's a big deal, and I'm not going to pretend I'm not proud of it.
I'm definitely overdressed and underprepared. Change the toilet?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
We get a double dose of Angie K on our screens with season 6 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and Wife Swap, The Real Housewives Edition. What would you go back and tell the Angie who signed herself up for reality TV
Oh,
6,
Lord.
7 years ago?
I need a scroll for that one.
Why does Angie have a scroll?
There is too much. I think I've done it and I'm still learning, but just stay true to yourself and remind yourself that, hey, there's going to be good and bad moments. You can't be on reality television without having some moments that you're not proud of. But I believe if you stay true to yourself and you just continue to be authentic, you'll get through it. And really just celebrate the great moments and the wins because, you know, there's good and bad.
Wife Swap feels like it's in the good moment win category.
The most spiritual, most beautiful life lesson.
And I had to go so far away to see it.
I know.
What did you get out of this experience?
Again, I need a scroll. It was it was so enlightening. It just reminded me to have balance. It has transformed me and made me, you know, have a different perspective on, you know, not judging people or something by the outside because this family's life is perfect for them and they, you know, just the way it is. And they have a lot of love and all the things they need, even though it looks different from my home. So just a great reminder.
Well, I'm looking at your home right now, seeing your backyard. Is the garden still out there?
The garden is behind me and I'm not even joking. I'm still making a Greek salad every single day. So it was a beautiful, special gift that Lindsay gave me.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of a spoiler alert for people watching.
I
We don't give away
know.
the whole experience, but it is a very sweet kind of,
Yes.
It's a nice way to carry on her way of living without disrupting your whole way of life.
Well, in Brice, I send a lecture out, like, go get some tomatoes for the salad. It's so fun. And that's how I grew up. So,
Well, last time we saw you on Salt Lake City, you were in a very different kind of garden, having a very different experience.
I was in a garden, a beautiful flower garden full of sweet baby's breaths, sweet flowers. And some roses and some thorns, I guess.
Yes, we had Whitney Rose and the thorn in your side, Lisa Barlow there.
You're fabulous. You're everything, Angie. Shut your mouth. I'm not going to shut my your mouth. You're a liar. And you've said about every single person.
Come over there.
You are.
Pull your
What are you
ears
going to do?
further back than they've been pulled by your facelift.
Why do you think you and Lisa get under each other's skin so much?
At the French Fry franchise luncheon, I thought it was because we truly cared about each other and loved each other. And then she sent someone in to pick up the product and started it all over again. So I was really touched and moved by her at the end of that luncheon, and then it started all over. So I don't know, I'd like to say it's because we care and we're friends, but she's kind of shown me different by throwing things like Soup Man and credit cards and and there's another thing that didn't make it. I'll save it for a reunion, but she slings accusations out there without any facts.
What about Soup Man, bitch? What about Soup Man, bitch?
I don't eat soup. I'm not doing anything illegal with soup. I'm not doing anything with anyone who sells soup.
Have we figured out what the Soup Man reference was? Whitney said maybe it was Suit Man.
Well, it was soup, and then it changed to suit, and then it changes to something else. So I hope that something else airs because it just was all over the place. That's why I say, come with facts. I'll deal with facts, but like just hurling insults, it triggers me because the rumors and nastiness that I dealt with when I came on was just really overwhelming. And that's why it really triggered me immediately in that moment, along with things that were said at Amy's party that never aired. So it was a buildup of like, stop just throwing lies out there about me because people take these and they run with them. And I've already dealt with that. And I don't want to go back to them. You know, I mean, the mafia, you know, things about my marriage. It's like, that was enough. And I just want to coast for a minute and have fun doing the show.
I don't want to hurt you, but in the past, when you and I were not really in a great place, Lisa was calling me and encouraging me to dig up information about family members and relatives of yours.
What was the context of her allegedly telling you to kind of poke into Meredith's history?
You know, she was just giving me a grenade to put in my back pocket for when I needed it. And if you noticed, I needed it multiple times with Meredith after I came on this show, and I never used it. So that's not how I play ball.
So I don't know what this is even about. But Satan looks like she might.
I am not going to be f***ing bullied.
We saw you get very upset saying you felt bullied. How do you feel Lisa bullies you?
When you try and talk to her about something, she starts to throw things back at you to maybe change the subject or deflect, and then says things that are untrue, which she knows is hurtful. She's done this long enough to know that if she yells something about a soup man, or if she yells something about, you know, these other, you know, credit cards and this other allegation she made at Amy's house, that it's going to become a rumor. And it's like I said, you know, deal in facts, because facts are facts. But when you lie, then it is bullying, because you're just yelling at things out there and hoping that it gets legs in the press or online, and that's hurtful.
You fire back though, and that was kind of your co-star's whole thing is, well, you kind of meet her wherever she takes the conversation.
Such a
Yeah.
Oh,
my God.
no.
Just
Pick
shut
up my black cards and
Shut
go to
up.
Nordstrom.
Honey, I don't shop there, but you do.
You don't shop at Nordstrom? Your boyfriend does.
What
for
about
you.
Soup Man, bitch?
It was low blow to low blow matching until it was like almost in hell.
Yes, and it went to hell. And yeah, you know, honestly, this is an episode I was dreading because I never like to go there. But guess what? It was transformative for me, because I said when I went home from that event, I will never let her trigger me like that again, because that's not who I am. I think she probably likes that kind of reaction and response, and that's why she says hurtful things like soup man. But to me, I just learned, like, I'm gonna walk away from this, and I'm not proud of going that low, but I am learning something from it, and I'm learning that I'm not going to react like this with her again. I'm not gonna give her that, you know, it's like I'm not gonna give her my piece.
Do you think she could get something out of wife swap, going and living somebody else's life after she has spoken about?
I live a very different life from all of you.
Yeah, see, wife swap is where you're supposed to go somewhere and become enlightened and learn and grow. And like, I just feel like Lisa's still doing some of the same things. If you're gonna do wife swap, you have to commit to having an open mind and an open heart. And wife swap is hard. You're put in a position that is not easy and is not always comfortable. But you know, maybe she needs it.
The surprise and like the fun moment to me of your episode, without spoiling what happens, is Mary pops up, which gave me hope that maybe this crack we're seeing right now in Salt Lake City repairs itself, because I think the timeline was wife swap happened after this season. So where are we at with Mary right now?
Mary, it was great. She came, she was worried about me. I had no cell service, so that really stressed her out because she couldn't get a hold of me. But you know, Mary and I are in a good place. It was fun when I went to watch Robin's live. Andy said he had watched our scene that you're gonna see next week, and that he could understand why Mary felt how she did.
You're supposed to be my sister.
I am your
You know
sister.
you're not. Find another one, okay?
When Mary explained it to me, I too could understand why she felt the way she did. In the moment, I couldn't hear her, and I just needed her to just like give me a break because I was so hurt. But looking back, I am responsible for my reaction. Lisa is not. And I don't like how I reacted. So I'm holding myself accountable to trying to respond differently in the future to these situations. And that's, Mary just wanted me to hold myself to a higher standard, as did I. And when you're in a moment where you're so hurt and you finally just had enough, sometimes you don't act like, you know, you want to.
Where do you and Lisa exist right now? Because it felt like she took another shot at you in the Us Weekly thread by saying that center snowflake doesn't really matter. It's all based on height and hair color.
That was definitely just her way of trying to downplay center snowflake. To me, I am so honored to hold the center snowflake. Everybody wants it. It has nothing to do with height. We're not the Rockettes. We're not all supposed to be certain heights and, you know, have a certain length of legs. We all know it's based on what you contribute to the show. It means I showed up. It means I gave personal story. I worked hard and I was authentic, and I shared with the viewers my real life. So yeah, her downplaying me, Center Snowflake, came as no surprise. But I mean, there was a time that she used to talk about Center Snowflake to me and made sure that I knew she was supposed to be Center Snowflake, but that they just had positioned Heather a little close to her so that people were confused. So we know it's a big deal. It's all over the internet. It's a big deal, and I'm not going to pretend I'm not proud of it.
Well, you're very proud of your Greek Greek heritage. We know we're headed to Greece this season on the show.
It's a week to be Greek.
I don't really care. You're really taking this Greek thing really far.
Has Electra come around at all to
Yes.
embracing Greek culture?
Yes, she's grown up. When you have a teenager, 2 and 3 months and 6 months makes a huge difference in their development. And now, she's already saying, are we going to go to Greece this summer? I want to go to Greece. She's just maturing. And, she also needs to have her own identity. And she is allowed now to have an opinion. And it just means she feels safe with me. And I'm embracing that, but she's definitely coming around.
We know we're doing this below deck crossover.
Ladies, we're going to get you nice and wet and get you in the water. The other way around. Yeah, the other way around.
Wow.
It does seem like the tides are going to shift. Alliances are going to change. Heather gets in hot water with Lisa and Meredith.
Heather is she's just coming to her own, She's just really saying what she's thinking more. Her and I are similar in being accommodating and people pleasers and wanting to be friends with everyone. And she's a true friend when she's your friend, but she's having very strong opinions. And I was really proud of her for that. Yeah, the tides are shifting. And brace yourselves, because what I thought the story was and where I thought the show was going for the season, the boat took a hard left and we hit some rocky waters, and I would have never expected things to evolve the way that they did. There's a major pivotal moment coming on Below Deck, and it changes the entire season, changed relationships, and I think it changed a lot of things forever.
For good or bad?
Some for good and some for bad, yeah.
Okay, and net zero. You're launching sunglasses. How are you making sure you're not launching a C-level product, Angie?
Listen, the first inkling you're gonna have is that they're handcrafted and made in Italy. And we all know that's where the most beautiful designer sunglasses come from. I'm working with the best. And so for me, quality over quantity. I'm starting small. I'm gonna just see how it goes. It's kind of a limited release. They're beautiful. I gave Demi Lovato a pair, she loved them. I gave Andy a pair. I've given out some pairs. I gave Suki Waterhouse a pair, she loved them. The people with expensive taste are loving them. So when I do it, it's expensive, it's quality. I don't wanna sell something that people are gonna send back and say they didn't love it. So designed with love, created with love, and like myself, they're high quality and you're gonna love them.
Okay, I expect a pair at Bravo.
You're gonna get a pair.